All right. Good afternoon, everybody. How are y'all doing? Glad to see you all, see some more new faces. I'm going to do it a little bit differently, our introduction today, because I failed to realize that the center arbitrarily puts new session dates in, and then we get new people, and I just start acting like you've been here the whole time since October, because it's been a progressive elaboration. So I need to kind of scale back and actually tell you who I am, what this class is, what you can expect, to just kind of level set everything, because this is our last session under this format. Oh, she's back. Hey, VIP, fellow pirate. Okay, all right, so first, my name is Eni, like anything, Eni Isan Edigi. I'm Nigerian. My name means time. The long version means there's a time for war, there's a time for peace, there's a time for everything, but Eni. That's a brief. I have two first names and a middle name, last name. Last name means long journey. So here's my, I'm going to keep it as short as possible, not to bore you. Here's my abridged story. So I started my period at 9 years old, and that's very early for folks who don't know. They were very heavy, they were very long, and they were very painful for my whole life. And most of the women in my family was like that, and I was told, it's normal, but you can't use that as an excuse to, not go to school, not go to work, that type of thing. Fast forward my younger years, I get to undergrad, and I just randomly gained 80 pounds in about 4 months. Not because I just started pigging out, but for no seemingly good reason, I just gained 80 pounds in 4 months. And my ex-husband at the time, I was just like, am I gaining weight, or is the dryer shrinking my clothes? I really asked him that. I was like, what is going on? Nothing has changed. He was like, I think you're gaining weight. And so went to a slew of doctors initially. They didn't know. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. I kept feeling worse and worse and worse. And mind you, my whole life I already felt bad. I always had very low energy. I was always very tired. And that was like my normal. So it was getting worse. So when it got super worse, I went to another doctor, and they're like, oh, okay, you have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and hypothyroidism, subclinical hypothyroidism. And I was like, okay, well, now there's some type of diagnosis, so what does that mean? Okay, that means PCOS and hypothyroidism are things you have for life, so you just have to manage it with medications, and it's pretty much going to suck. I mean, I didn't hear anything good. It was like, you have to take it for the rest of your life. Once your thyroid's screwed up, it's screwed up. PCOS is just a collection of symptoms that we've put together, and you can't reverse it. Hey, Darlene, I wore your pants last week. Yeah, it was horrible. And so the symptoms I had total overall, I had to write this down, because now I've been 4 years free of it. It seems like it's been a lifetime ago, and I had to think what was going on. I had extremely stubborn weight loss. I was about 300 pounds. Hey, how you doing? Extreme stubborn weight loss, extreme fatigue. Everything I accomplished in my life was sheer willpower. And growing up in a Nigerian household, like you hear from most foreigners, you just got to do it. Okay, they don't care what's going on with you. You have to have multiple streams of income. You have all the education in the world. There's no excuses. So everything was just, I don't want to disappoint my father, so let me get it done, no matter how I feel. I was pre-diabetic. I had very high prolactin levels, and for the men in the room, that's the hormone you have when you're a lactating mom, so that you can produce breast milk. I was not pregnant. So that's one of the signs of that. And actually, my aunt had a baby, and I put it on there, and stuff came out. It freaked me out. Extreme sensitivity to cold. I mean, extreme. Hands always blue because I had iron infusions and stuff. I was super iron deficient. Very depressed. Hirsutism, which is facial hair. So chin hair, everywhere a woman is not supposed to have hair, I had hair. And I'm always plucking and all. Don't miss that. Myxedema, which is when you have this extremely round face. I have a naturally round face, but extremely round face with a puffiness all over. Myxedema, had that. Joint aches, very high cholesterol and triglyceride levels. I had a goiter, which is an enlargement of your thyroid. very irregular periods, polycystic ovaries, very high estrogen levels, but even higher androgen levels. And for those who don't know what that means, it means I had very high testosterone. So a man on the low end, his testosterone would be like in the 300 or above, depending on his age. That's the normal range for a man, from 300 to 1,000, depending on age. And mine was in the 400s, where it should be well under 100 if you're a woman, okay? My testosterone levels are that high, and this is for years. So I'm sure there's more stuff, but that was the bulk of it, and it was horrible. And that was my life every day. Meanwhile, at the same age when I started my period super early, I started playing cello. I was a professional cellist. I traveled the world. I did that up until April 3rd, 2012, when this injury prevented me from being a professional musician. And then I always had a quote unquote, I guess, backup, because you have to in a Nigerian household. You have to have different things. And I went into the corporate world, and I was in project management as an executive for about 20 years. I have a project management certification, master black belt certification, Scrum Master certification. And I did that until I left corporate America, thank God, in 2020. After my father passed, everything just changed my life, because for those of you who have already known the way this country calls things that are healthcare, it actually killed my father. And that's when my whole life changed. I went to schools, become a certified holistic nutritionist. I graduated top of class. And because my father was killed and he was my best friend and we lived together, it just changed my whole life. And I said, I couldn't go back to corporate America. I can't do that. Sorry, I still get emotional. It's been 3 years now. Yeah. But the only good thing is that if he would still be here, I would still probably be in corporate America. I would not be doing this. I would not have learned all this information. And it really fundamentally changed me as a person and who I am. And that's why it's my loving duty to share this knowledge with you all, because everything that I just told you I had, I do not have anymore. I don't take any drugs. I have boundless energy. All from just lifestyle change, not just from eating whole food, plant-based, and doing other things, natural remedies, instead of all the pharmaceutical crap that they push. And my dad changed his life too. And he had completely rebounded himself. He had quadruple bypass surgery. He was on 19 medications, got off all those drugs. He had energy. I mean, everything changed. And then finally my husband got on board. It took him a little minute extra. And his liver, it was all screwed up, and we got all that corrected. So everything in my life changed. I was also a pastry chef. I went to culinary school in there as well. So all that being said, so when I started, I just couldn't stop. I was obsessed with information. I was just like, why is this hidden? Why don't we learn personal finance and how the body works as a base information, right? Why is it that we have to get sick and fat before you start to kind of hear certain things like the stuff I'm telling you all throughout this class? And so that's why I want this class to be free. I want this to be open to the public, because everybody should know this information. So with that, after lots of success and doing this and seeing the result, not only for myself and my family, but then people are just like, well, Annie, what about this? And Annie, what about that? Oh, I guess I should say the Niger Goddess came about. It was actually Niger Barbie's how it started, because growing up, people said like a Nigerian Barbie doll. That was like a nickname thing. Niger is a slang or colloquialism for Nigerians, a unisex term for Nigerian. So you ever hear Niger, it means Nigerian, okay? And then I changed it from Barbie, because I never liked the connotation of that, to goddess, because I'm a goddess, and we all are goddess, okay? So that's where that came from, but my name is Annie, so you can call me either one. Annie, spelled I-N-I. So then I opened up my wellness center, and I haven't done a drop of advertising, and I stayed very busy with referrals. But don't come to me unless you're ready to do a mindset shift and do the work. Otherwise, keep doing what you're doing, but I'm not playing. I'm not going to say, here, you can do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You got to make the commitment, or don't come talk to me. So with that, or come talk to me when you're ready. Okay, I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm just saying, talk to me when you're ready, if you even want to talk to me. Because there's other places, there are other people that do great things. I'm not the only game in town, okay? Products that I offer, and I've never done this in this class before, it's very uncomfortable, but my main thing is sea moss, as you all know. Yes, oh, thank you. So I do have some here today. It has so many great things. It has all your vitamins, and it has all your minerals. I have all 102 minerals are in that as well, and we have some flavoring, so you can get it unflavored, unsweetened, unflavored, or flavored. I do vaginal steam herbs. That's very important, women, to take care of that thing down there naturally. Shea butter, I get it shipped in from Nigeria, and my sister and I actually partner together and make that stuff. Magnesium spray and lotion, face oils and lot perfume. Services, I do company phone consultation to see if we're a good match for one another. I do plant-based cooking demos, so people will have like a party and I'll come and I'll prepare a meal and people can help and learn and do like a little mini class thing. But my main thing is custom nutrition prescriptions. So if you really want to change your life, and it's not just about a diet, because we don't do diets, it's about lifestyle, and you want to know what you want to, you know, what you should eat and what other lifestyle modifications you should do, then that's what I actually specialize in. So from a naturopathic perspective. And then the last part I'll just talk on, because I'm always talking about the natural stuff in here, the difference between naturopathy and allopathy. I know y'all know. Do y'all know the difference, what that is? So I'll read the clinical definitions first and we can talk about it. So naturopathy is the art of curing founded on restoring balance naturally by working with the body's innate healing mechanisms and using what is provided by nature and therapies first to do no harm during their therapeutic use. That's a naturopathic doctor, which I'm in school for. The allopathic doctor, which is your traditional MD, medical doctor, the art of curing founded on differences by which one symptom is removed by introducing another side effect or different symptom for an adverse reaction. So the idea is symptom suppression. That's what the model is founded on. That's why they never get the root cause. That's why there is no interest in actually solving any health issues you have. It's another pill to suppress this symptom, then you take another pill to suppress the symptom that the side effects cause from the last thing, and that is how it's actually designed. So that's why that's not health care. But, and I'm not anti-allopathic. It's great for emergent uses. You know, if something were to happen to me, if I'm bleeding out, please take me to a hospital, okay? Like, please. All right, but in terms of wellness and actual health care, in my humble opinion, that's not it, okay? Because they kill you slowly with pills and food, or things that look like food that they want to call food, but it's lots of chemicals. So that's how we got here. So this class turns into a 2-hour class. It's 40 minutes of a lecture where I'll pick a topic at random, or based on y'all fail on the quiz, or based on whatever topics or questions I hear in the class. We'll have that kind of a conversation for about approximately 40 minutes, and sometimes that gets cut into depending on what we're going to cook. Then we have an hour of preparing meals. We usually try to do 1 raw, 1 assembled, and 1 cooked, so it hits all the spots, because you should eat something raw every day, okay? Lots of raw every day. And then we end with 20-minute Q&A/eating. That's how it's supposed to be, but y'all like to eat during the class. Okay, so that's really an overview, a little bit more about me, because I realized I never really shared some of that stuff before. Okay. Yeah, so that's really where we are today. Any questions or comments for anyone?
Oh.